Okay, welcome to part 2 of my Q&A video for August 2012. And the next questions come from Gold Standard 00924. And he has 3 questions. His first question is, despite the negative reviews, what do you personally think of the Batman and Robin movie? Do you think it would have been better if it was made as satirical parody of the Batman franchise? Well, Batman and Robin is one of the most shittiest movies in the Batman franchise. The only movie. I do enjoy Batman Forever though. I could watch it. It's a guilty pleasure though, Batman Forever. But Batman and Robin is just a clusterfuck. It's just aimed for kids, and it's like one toy commercial. It's like a movie, one long toy commercial. And then you got Arnold Schwarzenegger embarrass himself as Mr. Freeze, with the whole "Who killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age," or the "Stay cool." Yeah, but all in all, it's just a horrible movie, and even the Batsuit looks terrible. With the bat nipples and the butt. They used that Batsuit in Batman Forever, but it didn't really bother me that much. But here, it's like shows it in every shot. But satirical parody, no, I don't think so. But Joel Schumacher wanted to do it like the '60s Batman TV show, and it just failed miserably. So Batman and Robin is one shitty movie. I gotta admit it. I did see it as a kid, but I liked it. I liked it back then, but now I don't know what I was thinking when I watched the movie as a kid. I liked it. I was like, I liked this movie as a kid. Ugh. His second question is, what is your favorite music soundtrack to a movie? Well, I do like the Back to the Future soundtrack. With Huey Lewis and the News, their 2 songs, The Power of Love and Back in Time. And also I like the music score of the dun 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 dun, like that. Yeah, I just love the Back to the Future soundtrack. And his last question is, if you were to create your own TV show, what shows would you have on there and why? If I were to create my own TV station, I would just call it, since they have the hub, why not just call it The Zone? Have, kid shows in the morning, like very underrated shows that everybody forgot about, like from the early to late 90s. Have the show, I would put the show Reboot, which I don't know if any of you remember that show. It used to come on ABC Saturday mornings back in the 90s. I would put a lot of other cartoons on there, like the main cartoons like people forgot about. Also, I would throw in some Looney Tunes and Alvin and the Chipmunks, Inspector Gadget. Also, I would do primetime also shows. Like for primetime, I would put in well, not in primetime, but I would put like this show Ghost Rider, which was a PBS show back in the 90s, the early to mid 90s, which was a show about these New York City kids, and they see this ghost, and they solve mysteries, and that was a pretty cool show. They only have the first season out on DVD, which is, I heard that we're not going to see any more seasons of that show being released, which is too bad, because that was actually a pretty cool show that I loved as a kid. The last time that show was on was back on The End, which now it's called Teen Nick, back in 2003. But so Ghost Rider would put on the network, and also if I were to put No, Ghost Rider would lead off prime time, lead off into prime time. Like for prime time, I would put shows like Boy Meets World. I would put underrated shows like Brotherly Love with the Lawrence brothers. If any of you remember that show, it was with Joey Lawrence, Matthew Lawrence, and Andy Lawrence, which lasted for 2 seasons. Last time that show was on TV, it was on the Disney Channel back in I think the late 90s to early 2000s, and that was a really funny show. Also, I would put a Smart Guy on there with Taj Mowry, which last time that show was on TV was back on BET. But I really do love that show, Smart Guy. I think it's very underrated, another underrated classic show. So yeah. And next questions come from HorrorFan34. First question is, have you ever seen the TV movie Survive the Night with Stephanie Powers, Kathleen Robertson, Helen Shiver, and Curry Graham? If not, it's a must-see. You can get it off of Amazon. No, I haven't seen the movie, but haven't even heard of it though. But no, I'll probably see it sometime. Who do you like better, Heath Ledger as the Joker or Tom Hardy as Bane? Well, I like both of them, but I do really love Heath Ledger as the Joker because he was fantastic in The Dark Knight. He took the Joker character into a more serious creepiness than what Jack Nicholson did in Tim Burton's film. Because Jack Nicholson, I like Jack Nicholson's Joker, but in that movie, he took it to a more comical level, sort of like what Cesar Romero did in the '60s Batman show. But yeah, so I love Heath Ledger as the Joker. Did really amazing, and it was a great performance. What bands do you listen to? Well, I listen to like the old bands that I grew up listening to, like the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Matchbox 20, also the Goo Goo Dolls. That's basically the bands that I listen to. 4. What is your favorite movie that came out this year? It would have to be a tie between the Dark Knight Rises and the Avengers. I do love both, but if I had to choose one, it would be the Avengers, though, because I'm a Marvel fan. I don't read the comics though, but I'm a fan of their movies. But yeah, I still love The Dark Knight Rises. It's a great movie, and it was the best way to end the Batman trilogy, Christopher Nolan's Batmans. Name at least 2 of the worst movies you ever saw. One would have to be Eddie Murphy's Norbit. That movie didn't even make me laugh, that much. It was just really, really bad. I remember my dad downloading that movie on a bad bootleg copy, and I don't know, it was just so unfunny. And Eddie Murphy looked a little like Bill Cosby would when Bill Cosby had like that little afro they had back in the 70s, and also the glasses. And the second one would have to be Alien Resurrection. Why do we need an Alien 4? Alien 3, I know a lot of people don't like Alien 3, but it's a guilty pleasure for me. I like Alien 3, but Alien Resurrection is just piece of shit movie. There was no need to bring back Ripley as a clone. The stupid, ugly-looking newborn didn't need that alien with the newborn and Ripley kissing it and hugging it and touching it in a nasty way. That newborn looks like shit. Just didn't need Alien 4, aka Alien Resurrection. We didn't need it. Did not need it. What is your favorite horror film? My favorite horror film would have to be Child's Play, the first Chucky movie. Which would you prefer, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas or Grand Theft Auto 4? Even though, like I said in part 1, my favorite Grand Theft Auto game is Vice City, if I were to choose one, another one, it would have to be Grand Theft Auto 4. It's just a really good game that, I played it a lot. San Andreas is okay also, but it's not a favorite of mine. I do like the setting to it, but I don't know. I just chose Grand Theft Auto 4 because I played that game, a lot. The next questions come from Justin27, 1995. His first question is, what is your favorite Nickelodeon show growing up as a kid? Well, my number one favorite Nickelodeon show is the Rugrats, which I said a lot. Second question is, what is your favorite video game of all time? The Grand Theft Auto Vice City. 3, who is your favorite Family Feud host? I do love Steve Harvey because I love the how he gives the questions, and then some of the contestants on there, they answer stupid questions, and he always has that sort of shocked look on his face, which makes it hilarious. I love Steve Harvey as the host of Family Feud. He's, in my opinion, one of the best hosts of Family Feud, next to the late great Richard Dawson. Ray Combs did pretty good also. Sadly, he's also no longer with us. His last question is, what is your favorite AVGN episode? I don't really watch that much of Angry Video Game Nerd, but the one favorite thing that I saw was when he did the Wayne's World game reviews, because I love Wayne's World. It's a great movie, and I remember seeing the video game all the time in stores, and also when I went into video stores when I was a kid. And I didn't know that years later that they would be bad. Both versions of Wayne's World, because he did it on the I think the Super Nintendo, I think it was, and then one on the I think the Nintendo Entertainment System, or might have been Sega Genesis. I don't remember though, but I do remember seeing the Super Nintendo version of Wayne's World in the video store and the game stores. So yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna stop it here for part 2, and I'm gonna make a part 3 here. So I'll see you all in part 3.